Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the aftermath. Wembley, Wembley, we're the famous Arsenal and we're going to Wembley again. Listen, it weren't pretty, it wasn't vintage Arsenal, but we're there. We're there again for another final at Wembley. When they have that game on May the 30th? They're not going to say, oh, Arsenal played poorly and just scraped through against Reading. They're not going to say, oh, you wouldn't be there if Federici hadn't made a mistake. They're going to say, it's Arsenal versus Aston Villa in the final and who's going to win it. And to be fair, we didn't play very well. We deserved to win the game, I felt. I mean, I watched the highlights when I came home after the game last night. I watched the pundits talking about the game, and they're all trying to make massive cases for Reading. And they're going to do because they were the underdogs. But at the end of the day, we hit the post twice. We had a few chances to win that game, and we weren't clinical enough. And one of the reasons for that was, I felt, is that I've got to fault Arsene Wenger right here. Why change a winning team? We was all going into it to say, listen, take Reading seriously. They're going to go hell for leather. You know, they're going to try and their hardest to get to a final. And they raised their game 10 notches. And basically, the players that came in, Kieran Gibbs, Szczesny, Debuchy, they were all below par, to be honest. I mean, Debuchy, I can't fault Debuchy because he hasn't played for so long. He's been out with his horrible injury. So you can't fault Debuchy, even though he did make an error for the first goal. But I couldn't understand why change a winning team. It's an important game. We need to get to the final. It's going to be the only cup we've got a chance of winning this season. So I couldn't understand why we made those changes. Welbeck in for Giroud when Giroud's been firing. If I would have brought Welbeck in, I would have put him out on the right, where he's been so effective recently. But hey, listen, I suppose the manager was looking at it and thinking to himself, this team that I'm putting out here should be good enough to beat a championship team. And ultimately, I suppose it was. But it was very hairy until Federici went and made that big error. And hey, Alexis Sanchez, how important has he been for Arsenal this season? I mean, I know Hazard's probably going to get Player of the Year, and quite rightly so. He's had a brilliant season. But Alexis Sanchez got to be just below Hazard right now because he's been magnificent. And one thing I like about him, he's so positive. He'll have a shot. Sometimes in that game, there's some of our players, they're trying to walk it into the net. Alexis Sanchez, if he gets his range up, he's having a shot. And he got 2 goals yesterday. The first goal, brilliant pass by Ozil, who I thought had a good game yesterday. And great control. I mean, it was just a bit of class in that game that produced that goal. And then the second one, he had a shot. And if you have a shot, you can get a deflection. The goalkeeper can make a mistake. Any of these things can happen. And we're into the final of the FA Cup again with a chance to win it back-to-back. And we're going to face Aston Villa. I kind of called it. I had a sneaking feeling that Villa would win that tie. It's Benteke again. It's not going to be easy. I was very, very impressed with Aston Villa against Liverpool. I thought that they deserved to win. I mean, I don't know where Liverpool was. They looked like they stayed in Merseyside. They just didn't turn up. And Villa most certainly did. So Aston Villa in the final, but it's another great opportunity for Arsenal to win silverware and to win the FA Cup back-to-back, which would be a brilliant achievement by Arsenal. Let's get into the tweets and see what you guys had to say about the game. Of course, lots of gooners there. Lots to say. Daniel Parker said, tough game yesterday, but at least it didn't go to penalties like last year. I agree with you there. I was dreading penalties. A win is a win for Sherwood in the final, of course, because he's a gooner, isn't he? But hopefully Arsenal will be winning it. Adam Arsenal says, do feel that Villa can cause us many problems. My worry is that we'll be complacent again. We need to sort the mentality out as soon as possible. There were a lot of fans in the interviews yesterday who were saying that they preferred to get Liverpool because they just felt that if we play Liverpool, even though we'd be like slight favourites, we'd raise our game to the highest level. I think we will do that against Villa, but we've got to be on it in the final. We can't start slowly against Villa because Villa will be at it. It's going to be massive for them. KS says, really need to go into the game with a big game mindset. Can't start the way we started against Wigan, Hull, and now Reading. And I agree with that. We've got to take that game seriously. Harry Gallagher says, we're through. That's all that matters. I just couldn't understand why Wenger put Debuchy in after 3 months out, but a win is a win. Bellerin wasn't even on the bench. And to be honest, I haven't even had a chance yet to see if it was an injury or whatever, why Bellerin wasn't even on the bench, or if he was just rested. But, you know, hey, listen, I suppose it worked out in the end. Bearded Guna says, changing a winning combination was not required. Anyhow, we made it. Ozil and Alexis were excellent, and he's put hashtag we will retain it. Ash K. Joseph says, Aston Villa look a different side under Sherwood. That is so true. Can't take them lightly, and we can't play Gibbs at left back that day. Listen, Gibbs again, hadn't played for a while. Looked very dodgy, Gibbs. I love Kieran Gibbs. I think he's a very good player. And at the start of the season, there's no way I would have had Monreal in front of Kieran Gibbs. But at this moment in time, Monreal starts in front of Gibbs all day long for me. He's been so consistent. And as a defender, right now, he's a better defender to me at left back than Kieran Gibbs. But Kieran Gibbs is going to have enough games to get himself back up to speed. So I wouldn't completely go with what you're saying there. Alexis Sanchez says, great win. Even better now that Stevie is not going to win it on his birthday. Please sing up if you're going to the final. Atmosphere yesterday was a real strange one. It was like, I'll tell you what the atmosphere was, right? The fans went there and we were all expecting a show. It's like when you go to the theatre or something like that and you got all these big stars on display and you're expecting a show. And actually, the show came from Reading and it kind of surprised us. And even the fans, we were kind of stunned by what was happening. We was like, hold on. I was at the pub before the game at the Green Man and everyone's like 4-1, 3-0, 5-0, 2-0. Everybody like, what's going on? It's not what we expected. And the atmosphere was a bit subdued from the Arsenal fans because I think they was really expecting to just walk over Reading. And we can't do that. Fans as well, not just players. We did the same thing against Monaco. We went there expecting a party and the party didn't happen. We've got to get behind the team when, you know, things are not going too well. And the team came through it. They got the win. And it was all right in the end, but we must get behind the team in the final. Jake, Distinct Control says, Ozil stepping up in another big game, though he wasn't a big game, thought he wasn't a big game player. Yeah, that's what I used to say. Well, Ozil is showing his qualities right now. Coquelin had another good game, definitely, and Gabriel did well. There was a mistake by Gabriel, bit unfortunate, where they nearly had that 2-on-1 situation with Pogrebiak when he was through and he kind of fluffed it. But on the whole, I was very impressed with Gabriel. And he's looking like a defender that once he's sort of bedded in, next year, I think he's going to be one of the stars of the Arsenal team, Gabriel. Look out for him. I'm really, really impressed with his strength. He just does his defensive duties and he's just no nonsense. And I really like that about him. Dale DJ Brown says, Szczesny gets the blame for the goal, but Gibbs was more at fault. Absolutely useless yesterday. Szczesny yesterday, I'm sorry, I don't know. Again, with the final looming, I'd go Ospina. I don't know, I have to agree with what a few fans were saying yesterday. So I kind of lost my trust in Szczesny. I mean, I know that it got a deflection. I know he hasn't played for a while, but he should be saving. If you call yourself a top-class keeper, you're supposed to save that chance yesterday. That should not have been a goal. That could have cost us. And to be honest, before that goal went in, we were very comfortable. So to me, Szczesny, you've got to be saving those chances. And I think Szczesny is really reaching a crossroads of Arsenal. It could be that he could be gone at the end of the season because I just can't see on the performances that he's had in the FA Cup, how he can get back in the team ahead of Ospina. When Ospina's playing, I feel quite secure. He just does what he has to do. But Szczesny, there's always this big worry that he's going to make a mistake, and you can't be like that when you're a top-class keeper. And finally, Mr. DT was sat behind me at the game yesterday. It's always great to sit near him. He said, I said Villa would win. We was poor yesterday, no fluency, no atmosphere from the fans, too many changes, but we won. And that is the most important thing about the FA Cup semi-final. As I said right at the start of the show, it's about winning. Ask Liverpool. It's about winning. Ask Steven Gerrard. Winning. And we won it, and we're through to the final. We've got a great chance to bring home another trophy, and it would be absolutely brilliant if we could do that. So, hey, great weekend. Now, next weekend, another great game. We go to take on Chelsea. Listen, they turned over Manchester United. I didn't even get a chance to watch the game, just the highlights. But it looked like United was all over them as usual. But Chelsea done their usual, parked the bus up, pulled the handbrake up, winding the wing mirrors. Nothing will pass. I really, really want us to beat Chelsea next week. Let's make a statement. Even if we can't win the league, let's make a statement to Chelsea to say that, hey, listen, you see, next year, we're coming for you. We're coming for you. We're coming to win the title. And you know what? When we win a title at Arsenal, we win it in style. I mean, Chelsea are going to win the title, and fair play, they're the best team in the league this season. They are. We've got to admit it. But honest to God, I don't want to see my team, Arsenal, play like Chelsea. I like a bit of style. That's what we're known for. And Mourinho's style of just grinding out every game to get... it's horrible. So I want us to make a statement on Sunday just to show Mourinho that, listen, watch out, we're coming for you. So it's a massive, massive game. Look out, we're going to have videos all throughout the week. We're linking up to do some videos with the Chelsea channel, 100% Chelsea, and we're going to do a few little combos with them. But I'm really, really looking forward to that game. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely buzzing for that. And I'm really hoping that Wenger can get his first victory over Moaning Maureen, as Bully calls him. Thanks for listening and watching the Aftermath show today. I'm still buzzing. I'm still happy. We're through to the final of the FA Cup. It's been a great weekend.
Playing for Arsenal.